Hello, everyone. It's week 12 of the NFL season 2023-24. Thanksgiving weekend, Black Friday. This is your Sharp Squares podcast. I am Eric Glazer. I'll be your tour guide for the next 20 minutes or so. We're going to cover a lot again, but it's going to be condensed. This was a condensed show, folks. We're going to get you everything you need to know in a very short amount of time. Your boy, Greg Roth, is back with us, traveling again. He's been a travel maniac, but he is making the time to come to us and make sure he covers his important part of the show. Let's get to it. Recap from last week. Our Sharps were 500, 30-30. Medal games, fortunately, 4-2. Pick 5, we were 3-2. 3-2-1, we were 2-1, but we lost our 3-point game. That was the Dolphins. They laid an egg for us. They did not cover, so we got 3 of 6 points. Okay, what does that mean for the season? Sharp's still doing very well. We don't do well unless they do well. 54.5% in aggregate for the season. Our medal games, 63% for the season. Pick 5, good, not great, 58.18% of the season. And we're sniffing the money there in the DraftKings Pick 5 big contest. In 3-2-1, we are tied for second. That's going to change. We'll let you know about that in a little bit. We were 66.7% for total points. For our actual win-loss record, even better, 23-10. After going 2-1 last week, we actually lost a few percentage points or tenths of a point. We're down to 69.7% against the number 23-10 there. But most importantly, 44 of 66 points, getting us second place right now in that pool. All right. We're going to get to gold, silver, bronze. We're going to explain to you what we had to do for 3-2-1 this week. It being a holiday week, everything's a little bit off our rhythm. We're sort of like Kirk Cousins here. We're not exactly comfortable with the whole routine this week, but we'll do what we can. So to tell you everything about the top games this week, we do it through a segment called Gold, Silver, Bronze. And to deliver you this important information from, I'm not even going to tell the state. You could explain what state you're in if you want. Everyone's favorite fellow degenerate, the Greg Roth.
Eric, thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving to you. And of course, everybody in the Sharp Squares community, our newsletter subscribers, our Discord community, and of course, our unbelievable production team. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. What's on the menu this week? We already had 3 games on Thanksgiving. As we're broadcasting, there's a game. Still 12 games on Sunday. And there are 6 medal games, Eric. 6 medal games, 1 gold, 2 silver, and 3 bronze. The gold game. The picks, the Los Angeles Rams. They're -0.5 hosting the Arizona Cardinals. Steve Fezzik, AJ Hoffman, Scott Seidenberg, Chris Raybon, and Adam Chernoff all picked Los Angeles. 2 silver games. I'm going to give you them in order of their rankings. The top-rated silver game. The pick is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're +2.5. They're on the road in Indianapolis to take on the Colts. Mike Lombardi, Adam Chernoff, Eric Eager, Suma, who is Fabian Summer, right? That's his nickname. And Joe Ranieri all picked Tampa Bay. Nobody picked the Colts, Eric. The second silver game. The pick is the Las Vegas Raiders. They're +8.5 hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Cleve TA, the Favorites podcast, Ross Tucker, RJ Bell, and Steve Fezzik all picked the Raiders. Nobody is on the Chiefs. 3 bronze games, also going to give them to you in order of their ranking. The top-rated bronze game, the pick, is the Houston Texans. They're Texans. They're +1.5 hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars. AJ Hoffman, Chris Raybon, Suma, and the Favorites podcast, they all picked Houston. Nobody, Eric, picked the Jags in descent. The second rated bronze game, the pick, is the Los Angeles Chargers. They're a home dog. They're getting 3.5 points, welcoming the Baltimore Ravens to Los Angeles. Marco D'Angelo, Adam Chernoff, the Favorites podcast, Cleve TA, Ross Tucker, Tommy the Hitman, the Favorites podcast, and Cleve TA. Actually, that's in there twice. Sorry. They all picked the Chargers. Let me recap that for you. Marco D'Angelo, Adam Chernoff, the Favorites podcast, Cleve TA, Ross Tucker, and Tommy the Hitman all picked Los Angeles. RJ White in dissent did pick the Ravens. The last medal game, also bronze. The pick is the Buffalo Bills. They're traveling to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles, and they're also getting 3.5 points in Philly. AJ Hoffman and Stuckey both like Buffalo. There was dissent on the Eagles from Gil Alexander and RJ White. To summarize the medal games, the Rams are gold. The Buccaneers and Raiders are silver. The Texans, the Chargers, and the Bills are all bronze. Eric, for our pick 5, we have 6 medal games. We only have 5 picks. We probably have some more discussion over the weekend to make on these 5 games, but we're just going to go down the order of their ranking. The Rams, the Buccaneers, the Raiders, the Texans, and the Chargers. That's going to be our pick 5.
Yeah, we're getting line value in the pool, as you guys know, with the Rams, which is currently, as we're recording, -2.5. We're only laying 0.5. Same with the Chargers and the Bills. I know the Bills don't make it into our picks, but both those games we're getting the hook. Current line at +3. So we may talk about moving the Bills in over the weekend. But right now, as we're sitting here, we decided that the scoring of these games are such that we're going to go right down the line. Incidentally, Greg, I do want to point out that because of the holiday weekend, we had to get in our 3-2-1 picks on Wednesday prior to the show. We had to do it with a limited amount of data because not all the shows and the sharps that we use had made their picks and inputted them for the record. So everyone knows we ended up going with the Commanders. And we know how that worked out for our 3-point game. The Bucs as our 2-point game and the Raiders as our 1-point game. Lines that we were receiving in the 3-2-1 pool to make those picks were 10.5, 2.5, and 9, respectively. Obviously, we're a little bit bummed out. We already lost that 3-point game. Weird week for us. We had limited data, had to make some decisions on our own, and we're already a little bit frustrated on the outcome. So just so you guys know, that's why we're not harping on 3-2-1. We had to make it prior to the show. All right. We're good, right? If that's all everyone's looking for, you are now all dismissed. And if you want some handicapping highlights, you're about to hear them. Incidentally, Greg, with this being such a big kind of, a lot of the producers were out travel, a lot of family over my house. I want you to know that my nephew helped produce the show. I promised my sister I wouldn't use his name, so I nicknamed him the Whiz Kid. So the Whiz Kid helped me produce the show earlier today. And my niece, who's on camera right now, who I'm nicknaming Z, she's here right now helping me actually record the show.
She's doing a great job.
Yeah, do you want to say anything?
Happy Thanksgiving.
There you go. There's Z. She's on the show. Congratulations. All right, let's go with the handicapping highlights. I'm going to do the first game. All right, first game, we got the Rams at -0.5. Current line, like I said, -2.5. The theme here is there's value for the Rams in contest lines if you're in contest. Steve Fezzik says the sharp books here are laying 1 to 1.5 with the Rams. He's getting -1 on the Cardinals in the contest line. Too much line value here. He usually doesn't like these items making up a large part of his handicap, but in this case, he has to because the advantage is there. AJ Hoffman, he talks about how the pregame 5-metric average and how they rate their power rate the teams. The Rams should be -2.5 in this game. So big line value there, even for us, certainly, and for most contests. And Chris Raybon from the Action Network has a couple things. One, the market is still accounting for Brett Rippon games when they consider this season's long stats for the Rams. So that takeaway is the Rams are better than their long season stats are. And second, money's going to come in on Arizona. So if you wait, you could get Rams at plus money if you're playing the money line. Timestamps for the shows that cover this the most: Green Preview, 1 hour, 17 minutes, 50 seconds. Action Network, 44 minutes, 41 seconds.
Eric, the top-rated silver game, the pick, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, plus 2.5 at Indianapolis. The theme, Indy is having issues in the clubhouse. They recently cut one of their better players. Also, Tampa Bay has been sneaky good offensively. They should be able to move the ball versus the Colts defense. From Adam Chernoff, Tampa Bay is having success throwing the ball. They had a 51% success rate versus stout San Francisco D last week. Indianapolis is much less of a defense than the 49ers, and Baker Mayfield should be able to move the ball. From Suma, Colts play a lot of cover 3, and Baker has been his best against that type of defense. From Eric Eager, Tampa is able to stop the run, which the Colts rely heavily on. Timestamps for that game from RAS, 42 minutes, 29 seconds. Forward Progress, 17 minutes, 41 seconds. And from Wager Talk, 27 minutes, 25 seconds.
Great stuff. Special props to Patrick McClellan and Chris Deester, who helped carry the handicapping highlights this week. A shout out to the Dream Team that covered like 3 episodes or 3 versions of that show throughout the holiday week, posting everything. And the college football team, Greg, I know we don't cover college during our show, but if you join the community, sharpsquarespodcast.com, click on community, join our Discord community. They did a great job this week, posting all kinds of stuff for the college games coming up this weekend. Hats off to everyone in the entire production team. Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays to everyone. As a reminder, despite the holidays, none of us are truly sharp. But this is your Sharp Squares podcast.
Good luck out there.